Hi, I'm Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. Normally I talk about books that I've been reading, do reviews of books I've been reading, unboxings, that kind of thing. But I kind of want to do something different today. I turned 30 on May 23rd. So my cousin, my husband, and I sat down and we made a list of bookish questions. So this is going to be 30 questions before 30. Because that's all I could think of, something special to do for my birthday. So, off screen you'll have a disembodied male voice, and that would be my husband, and he's going to be reading me the questions, and then I'm going to be telling you them. There might be some opinions I have to some of these questions that you may not hold, and I'm not saying you're wrong, and I'm not saying that I'm right, or vice versa. It's my opinion, and everyone's entitled to their opinion because we like that. That's what makes us different. So, first things first. Question number 1.
Favorite classical author?
Favorite classical author? Mine is Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know if he's technically considered classical. I'm going to say he's classical. But, yes. Edgar Allan Poe. Well, he's always my favorite. Question number 2.
Favorite current authors?
Favorite current authors? Carrie Maniscalco, Elizabeth Lim, Susan Dennard, for sure. Like, those are like the 3 big ones. Question number 3.
Favorite genre?
Favorite genre? Fantasy, for sure. Any type of fantasy. Romantic fantasy, high fantasy, epic fantasy, historical fantasy, all fantasy. Question number 4.
Author you have zero interest in reading?
And here comes the whole little tidbit of the unpopular opinions. I have zero interest in reading Sarah J. Maas or Cassandra Clare. It's nothing against their works. It's just their worlds are so vast. It's not my cup of tea. Question number 5.
The biggest influence on your reading?
That would easily have to be my Grammy Baker. She is before she retired, she was a volunteer librarian, and now that she's retired, she does library stuff all the time. But when I was a little kid, she would take me to Barnes and Noble and give me money and say, "This is your money, spend it how you want." And of course, back in those days, they didn't have toys at Barnes and Noble. It was only books. So, and for your birthday and for Christmas, the only thing you get from Grammy is books. It's how she's always been. And I never want her to change. Question number 6.
Your childhood favorite?
Childhood favorite. So I remember growing up, one of my favorite books being Halloweener by Dave Pilkey. The guy that wrote Captain Underpants. He wrote this children's book about a wiener dog that gets dressed up as a hot dog for Halloween, and all the other dogs pick on him, and then he ends up being the hero. Question number 7.
Your least favorite genre?
Least favorite genre? Sci-fi. Yep. And I like political fantasy, but political nonfiction books, hard pass. I don't know what to technically classify those as, but sci-fi and political nonfiction. That makes sense?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to say question number 8.
Oh. Question number 8.
A series you want Netflix to adapt?
Ooh, I got a bunch. I want Netflix to do the Witchland series. I want Netflix to do the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I want Disney Plus to do the Disney Twisted Tales. I think those would be fun. And I'm sure a proper Percy Jackson, because if you have read the book and watched the movie, you know they are nothing alike.
They sucked.
And that is his opinion. I'm just going to say politely that they are nothing alike. And I would love to see them redone. Much better way. Keep Logan Lerman, keep the actors and actresses, like that's fine. Fix the story. What's the next question?
All right.
What question number are we on?
We're on 9.
9.
What would make you insta buy a book?
I instantly buy. Sorry if you hear sirens. I don't know what it's for. I instantly buy books for a couple things. Pretty covers, like covers that make me go, ooh, what's that? And if someone says, hey, Nikki, this is a Hunchback of Notre Dame retelling, I will completely ignore all bad reviews on said book and I am buying it. Because the Hunchback of Notre Dame is my favorite of all time. Has been since I was a little girl. And Disney did its adaptation with Esmeralda and Quasimodo and, the talking gargoyles. It's been my favorite. Have I ever read the book by Victor Hugo? No. Is it on my Amazon wish list? Yes. Maybe someday I'll get to reading it. I really hope I do. But I think there's some Hunchback of Notre Dame retellings on there too. There's only 2 of them ever printed. So we shall see. Question number 10?
Yep.
Okay.
Your least favorite film adaptation?
Least favorite film adaptation. Avatar: The Last Airbender. The live action Avatar: The Last Airbender. Need I say more? It was trash. Just take it and chuck it. No good, in my opinion. You agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Question number 11.
Your bookish husband?
My bookish husband. Okay, so this question is like, if you could pluck a character out of a book or a manga or something along those lines, pluck them out, and they're your husband. Mine would be, there's 2, because I can't pick between them. Kakashi Haratake from Naruto, or Thomas Cresswell from Stalking Jack the Ripper. I can't say no to either of them. They're my favorite. So if that's question number 11, then question 12 is a bookish wife.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not straight. So might as well cover all bases. So my bookish wife would be 2. Yet again, there's a tie. Shocker. One of them would be Kira, the female lead in 7 Deadly Shadows, that I've been reading recently. I don't even know, I don't think she's LGBTQ, but I just love her as a person, and I would totally love to marry her. The second would be Isolde from Truth Witch, Witchlands. As of right now, in the reading of it, the Thread Witch from the Witchlands. Just because I love her character. I love her heart and her whole being as a person. Like the type of person she is. Her morals, her ethics, that kind of thing. So, question number 13.
More stories I want to read.
I want more Hunchback of Notre Dame retellings. I want more stories with various representation. Maybe some more stories where the morally gray character is our main character. Yeah. This is going pretty fast. That's 13. 14.
Favorite trope.
Favorite trope. Probably, well, enemies to lovers will always be a favorite trope. But also the chosen one. But, like, not too blatantly obvious of the chosen one. Like, don't make the chosen one so perfect that they don't actually have any struggles throughout the book or series. I want them to have to learn various things versus it just being, oh, I'm the chosen one, so I magically can do this. That. All right. 15. Have 15, halfway there.
Favorite morally gray character.
This is hard. So morally gray. I think of a morally gray character as being somebody that does the wrong thing, but for the right reasons. So, Severus Snape. Because I have a cat named Severus. So obviously he has a special spot in my heart. Hi, Severus. He's right there. You can't see him, but he's right there. But also Itachi Uchiha from Naruto. If you know, you know. 16.
A series you have zero interest in reading. So not just a book, but a series. Or, sorry, the other one was an author. So technically this is a series, which is going to be an author. But a series you have no interest in reading.
So, with this question, like, to clarify...
Still no.
Sorry. I had to pause because I had a tick crawling on me. And no thanks. It's the only type of insect I don't like. So, with series that I have no interest in reading, it's not that I don't want to read the author. It's just because I know enough about that series to know it's not my thing, but I wouldn't completely just write this author off. That would be Game of Thrones. Am I interested in reading George R.R. Martin? Yes. I do not want to read Game of Thrones because, 1, it is a very hyped series. 2, because of the show and everything that's on social media, it's kind of spoiled. Like, I know enough that... And 3, anybody that knows, Red Wedding. Question number 17.
Least favorite trope.
Least favorite trope. This is hard. Least favorite trope is hard because all tropes can be good if they're done properly. If they're not done properly, then no thanks. But I'd have to say Insta love. The instant romance love connection that some characters have. Next question. What number?
18.
18. Question number 18.
Relatable book.
A relatable book. So normally we are very positive on this channel, but this one I will preface with some trigger warnings. So trigger warnings for childhood trauma. When I was younger and I stayed home sick from school one day, I was watching the Montel Williams show, and this girl was on there talking about a book she wrote about her childhood trauma. And so, granted, I was not that much older. Like, I was not very old at the time. I might have been 13-ish. And when I went shopping with Grammy for that year for my birthday, I bought the book. And it is basically her diary accounting her history of child molestation. Like, I can't say it any other way. And of course, the age I was reading it, it was the age that it was happening to her, so it was so relatable. And it really stuck with. I still have it on my bookshelf. I refuse to unhaul it. Even though I've only ever read it once, I'll never get rid of it. So, sorry. I will make sure that there's trigger warning in the description.
Number 19. Book character that pissed you off the most.
Book character that pissed you off the most. Dolores Umbridge. Like,
book, movie, person in general.
Just her whole, everything about her. Dolores Umbridge really, she grinded my gears. And I couldn't stand her. I honestly liked Voldemort more than her. Okay. What number?
20.
Question number 20.
Your favorite bookish quote.
Aw, I was wearing the shirt that said it yesterday too. Hold on. Alright. I know it passed no time for you, but for me it was a minute. I have my husband's phone because I couldn't find my shirt because I already put it in the washing machine. But anyways, the quote from Stalking Jack the Ripper. Roses have both petals and thorns, my dark flower. You needn't believe something weak because it appears delicate. Show the world your bravery. I love that quote. That's my favorite bookish quote. But then there's also, from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Spira Spera, yeah, it means while I breathe, I hope. I have that tattooed. Question 21.
Favorite poem.
Favorite poem. I have it on a piece of parchment, right here. One of these days I'm gonna get a frame for it. But my favorite poem is Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. She was a child, and I was a child, in this kingdom by the sea. So, okay. It's Wednesday, so kids are home from school, so you're going to hear kids. I'm sorry. Alright, what question number are we on?
22.
22.
Favorite short story.
Ooh. My favorite short story is, again, Edgar Allan Poe. But it's got two different titles. It's either called Hop Frog or it's called Eight Chained Orangutans. It's about this court jester that has fallen in love with the dancer for the court, and he wants to rescue her and run off and live happily ever after. But of course, being Poe, it's not written like a Disney movie.
I'm sort of
20 free.
Best scenery descriptions.
Best scenery descriptions. Hand me that book behind your head. It is either Seven Deadly Shadows by Courtney Almadea and Valin Maitani. It's a tie between them and Carrie Maniscalco with the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. And yes, I reference Stalking Jack the Ripper a lot, mainly because I haven't read Kingdom of the Cursed and Kingdom of the Wicked because I don't own them. I know. Like, I know I know the second one's not out yet, but I still haven't read the first one. So I'm sure once I do, I'll be able to reference those. But I don't own them, so I can't read them. Someday it will happen. 24.
World you wish you could live in.
World I wish I could live in. Witchlands. I know it's torn apart with a war right now and everything, but I like the world. It just sounds so intriguing. And I want to inhabit it. Really bad. Okay, 25.
Alright. A world you never want to live in.
So the opposite. A world I do not want to be in. Any dystopian world, like, to be truly honest. But probably the Hunger Game world. I don't want to have to know. I'm scared by that type of, like, those type of things scare me. I'm a wuss. I know. You don't have to make fun of me.
I didn't say nothing.
Your face looks very judgy right now.
It's just my face.
Nope.
A bookish animal that you wish was real.
Oh. Okay, so, like, my cousin Natalie thought of this because she said that she wishes she could have a buckbeak. Which I agree, but I also wish I could have a Dobby. Like my own Dobby. But him be a free elf. He does not have to be a slave elf, but it'd be a elf that, hey, you're free, have some clothes, but would you mind helping me with the dishes? Kinda Dobby. So a house elf, or a buckbeak, or a fox, like in Harry Potter, you know, the Phoenix, or a dragon, or an appa. Okay.
Bookish power you wish you had.
I want to be a thread witch. Not a thread witch, a weaver witch. I want to be able to not only see the threads, but manipulate the threads. And cleave my enemies. Yep.
Number 28. A book that you think would be good as a musical.
A book that I think would be good as a musical. So obviously something that does not have lyrics, but could have lyrics. I think I'm grabbing it. Hold on. Yeah. Oops. I think this would make a beautiful musical. Just because the world sounds like such a beautiful place that music would just enhance that. But it'd have to be like traditional sounding music for the race. Yep. I'll think of the words eventually that I want to say. But anyways.
Bookish best friend.
Okay, so this is who would I want to be friends with of all the people in books? I mean, Audrey Rose would be fun to have as a friend. But so wouldn't Mulan in Reflection, the Disney Twisted Tale, because I read that. But Shishi, the Shang family guardian. He's like the equivalent of Mushu, but it's for Captain Li. He's the family guardian for Captain Li Shang. So, sorry for the random stops. Next question.
Last but not least.
Really? We're already at 30?
Hogwarts house.
Okay. So this is going to be like a part A and B question. Part A. I honestly thought that I was a Ravenclaw. Like, dead on Ravenclaw, because I love to read. I love everything studious. I love being full of random knowledge. But apparently, according to Pottermore, I'm in Hufflepuff. But it also makes sense because I do have 6 cats, a dog, and a bearded dragon, and I really want a Tegu and other snakes and other animals. Are you being Mario?
And I'm a Gryffindor.
My husband's a Gryffindor, my oldest is a Ravenclaw, and my youngest doesn't know his house yet because he's too young. We will figure that out as soon as he's old enough to understand the questions. So, this is my little gift to you for my birthday to get to know my bookish preferences.
Oh, cool.
So, until next time, remember, you are loved and you are valid.